Again, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. We hope to do this every year. And you can stay if you want. Our RBA member, John Jordan will be putting this up on the web soon, so you can look at that. And
and thank you, Holly, for being that for Dad.
all right, so to close out our evening, we have another contested race, although there's only one candidate here, so that's fine. For all of you who don't know, Representative Steve Howitt from Seekonk represents the 4th Bristol District. And Steve, why don't you tell us why you're running again, and what you hope to achieve, and maybe give us a little state of the district, and try to keep it to 10 minutes.
Okay, I will. As many of you know, my name is Stephen Howitt. I'm a resident of the 4th Bristol District, which I represent, the 4th Bristol District being all of Howitt, all of Seekonk, parts of Swansea, precincts 4 and 5, and parts of Norton, precincts 1 and 2. It's about 100 square miles, and it's about 40,000. Each district is about 40,000 individuals. I've been your state rep proudly for the last 3 terms. Each term is 2 years. I'm running again because I love the job. I love being your rep. I love going to events. I think most particularly, I love being able to assist constituents who have issues. That's my #1 priority. #2 would naturally be the towns, and #3, the state. Now, dealing with Rehoboth, as you all know, Rehoboth is a very old town, 1643 incorporated. It's had a veteran in every war fought by the United States. It's about 46 or 48 square miles, and it's about 12,000 people in population, probably has about 2,000 horses. It's a right-to-farm community, which is very dear to me, as my father originally was a farmer prior to going into World War II, came back, went into the excavation business. After I graduated from the Questrom School of Management at Boston University, I went to assist him. He unfortunately passed away unexpectedly, and I ran the business, I don't know, 25, 30 years. I liquidated it a couple of years ago so I could focus on being your state rep. Now, with regard to Rehoboth, I would just like to go over a few things that have been accomplished in the few years, the 6 years that I've been there. As mentioned earlier, the home rule petition for the Anawan School. That is something that you did. A home rule petition goes through the town meeting and then is sent to the legislature. In this particular case, the state only allows a 33-year lease, so we had to put it through, and nothing is done individually. I work with Senator Timilty, who's a fine colleague, and we work very well together, and both proudly represent the district. So we were able to put through the lease to go to 99 years, which made it economically feasible for this company to go in and renovate this building. Some simple things. For example, on Route 195, there's a turnaround for public safety, and we make sure that that's very well maintained. Actually, Seekonk Fire notified me that there were ruts. I serve as ranking member of transportation, I serve as ranking member of licensing and consumer affairs, and I serve on tourism. And through those, naturally, over time, you gain many friends in different departments. So a quick call to DOT 5, we got that straightened out. Most recently, and through last winter, Route 44, for example, we were able to get the potholes filled from the Rhode Island line, I think, up to the Taunton line. And most recently, I had a constituent contact me about the potholes, and within 2 or 3 days, we were able to fill them. It looks like we need to fill some more because going down 44 is not the easiest, but it keeps the traffic down, the speed down. I'd like to, Route 44, the school lights, those were put in. We insisted that those school lights on 44 for the school zone be put in, and those were put in at the very beginning of my term. Wheeler Street Bridge project, as you know, that's been delayed. That is a $1.6 million project to repair that bridge. It's 18% complete presently, and the completion date is scheduled for 4/10/2017. Now that was going to be pushed even further away The Board of Selectmen contacted me. I contacted the Director of DOT in Massachusetts. I said, Tom Timlin, I said, you know, it's unacceptable. And they got back and put it at the top of the list, so that way construction started last fall. And as I said, we're 18% complete. The river is currently being diverted through a water diversion chamber. Current activities include excavation of foundation, footings, and dewatering operations. Future operations will include the installation of micropiles in early April. Other things that have been done within Rehoboth, we were able to secure a $5,000 grant for the band through the tourism to go to Disney last year, and that was important. We're working on the Route 44-118 intersection. DOT is aware of this, and they are looking at this to repair it. I'm not saying it's going to happen next year, but it's in the pipeline to be straightened out because it is one of the state's more dangerous intersections. I'm a member of Post 302, Blanding Library Antiquarian Society, so I'm involved in a number of various events within the town. I go to many small events. I enjoy going to the Congregational Church dinners, as you can see. As I mentioned earlier, I support farming, and I think it's so important that Rehoboth is a right-to-farm community, and very proud of it. Another thing that I assisted in was bringing the Red Sox trophy to Dayton Rehoboth last year, and everyone was able to take their pictures who wanted to with those trophies. When we had the hurricane a few years ago, I was able to have Marcy Reed, the president of National Grid, come down to the district to review the damage and to insist that we get assistance with especially the electric, because in Rehoboth, as we've talked earlier, we're on wells, and wells require electricity. And in fact, some septic systems that have pump systems require electricity. So it was very important for her to understand how important it was for Rehoboth to be on the top of the list to get their electric repaired as soon as possible. And many of you have seen me at senior lunches. I enjoy that. Most recently, Gert's 94th birthday. We've been able to get cultural grants for the town. I've been to graduations, I've been to football games. I make myself available for people should they have any questions or issues. I've been to selectmen's meetings. I meet with department heads on a regular basis, whether it be DPW, the police department, the fire department, any of the various departments, even the seniors for various issues. So I'm very active within the community. I have bricks at the Veterans Memorial, one for my father who served in CVs in World War II in the South Pacific, very proud of that, and my father-in-law who served in World War II as well in the Army as a medic. So they both have bricks. Actually, I have memorial bricks in all 4 towns that I represent, Seacon, Swansea, Norton, and Rehoboth. Let's see. This was a very important issue. We were talking about the school department earlier. A couple of years ago, Dayton complained that they were paying for out-of-district students to go to attend Tri-County because that's where the kids were going for vocational schools. Well, all of a sudden, it was a big expense, and there was a lot of complaining about it. So the senator and I went up to DOE, which is Department of Education, and we said, listen, there is a contract with Bristol Plymouth that Dayton Rehoboth had signed into a number of years ago. And they were hemming and hawing, and they were saying, well, we're going to look into it, we can't do anything, within a year or two. But meanwhile, we had students who wanted to go to vocational schools, but the cutoff was at Tri-County. So we exerted as much pressure as we could, and shortly thereafter we got an answer that they would honor that contract even though it had not been initiated, and the children that were at Tri-County would be able to continue at Tri-County, and all the new students who wanted vocational schools outside of Bristol Aggie would be able to go to Bristol Plymouth. So that was a wonderful situation, and to this day I still get letters from some of the parents thanking me for that transition. I think I've covered most of the issues. There are probably some more in here that I forgot, but as you can see, it has been, a lot has been accomplished working with the senator and members of the legislature, and now that Governor, the Polito-Baker administration is in there, a lot of things are getting repaired. They're fixing a lot of things. People say, well, how come he hasn't instituted a lot of new things? Well, most recently we had the opioid law that went into effect, which is very important, and affects all of us. Actually, 4 people per day die of opiate overdoses. And so this was an important law, and I think it will be one that will be modeled throughout the country. Thank you.
Very good. Well, you kept right to the 10 minutes. You're very good. You know, a little clock in you.
Well,
But I have a question.
Okay, you only get one because we.
That's only one.
We don't
No, just one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you speak to your voting attendance up on the hill?
I have 100% voting attendance. In fact, about a month ago, I had knee surgery, and I had it on Monday morning, and I actually had someone take me up to Boston. My colleague who came from North Attleboro picked me up so I wouldn't miss a vote. So.
Thank you very much, Steve, and next year we're going to put you on first.
Very good.
Is that fair?
Well, hopefully if
In 3 years.
hopefully if I'm reelected and I ask for your vote in November, it will be 2 years.
Okay, very
Thank
good.
you.
Okay, thank you all again for coming, and that's
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you.